How is it good, everyone? Today with my WWE WrestleMania 35 pay-per-view predictions. Of course, WrestleMania 35 takes place live on the WWE Network, as well as pay-per-view tomorrow night. And overall, I gotta say, going to WrestleMania, even though it's WrestleMania, which is hard to believe because, you know, it's just hard to believe a year has come and gone from last year's WrestleMania, I'm not all that excited for WrestleMania this year, to be perfectly honest, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if you've been following my channel for the last several months, or just me on Twitter in general, I've been pretty vocal about how let down I felt with this WrestleMania season. I just feel like there hasn't really been anything exciting going on. I feel like a lot of their storylines, they've just pretty much ruined any interest, at least on Raw. I feel like SmackDown Live has done a tremendous job, for the most part, still as keeping my interest in their matches. But Raw, on the other hand, just the swerves and all these changes really has killed my interest in a lot of these big matches with WrestleMania. And I don't know, it doesn't feel like WrestleMania to me. I don't know, it just could be me, but I'm just not digging it. I'm just not feeling it. And this is the first time since WrestleMania 30 that I haven't gone to WrestleMania. This is the first time, you know, since WrestleMania 30 that I haven't attended. And, you know, maybe that plays in a factor of why I'm maybe not that excited for WrestleMania. But I don't know. I just feel like this, you know, this entire WrestleMania season series has been very lackluster. And they definitely didn't try nearly as hard as they definitely could have. But before we get into WrestleMania tomorrow, of course, tonight, it is the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, of course, live on the WWE Network. And I just thought I'd mention that, considering, you know, the Hall of Fame is a big monumental point in the WrestleMania weekend. And of course, for WrestleMania this year, we'll be having yet another official host. Alexa Bliss will be hosting WrestleMania this year. Why she's hosting it instead of being in a match, I don't know. I guess they just haven't had any plans for Alexa Bliss since her match with Ronda Rousey and Hell in a Cell. So she's kind of just been floundering around and not really doing much. But yeah, Alexa Bliss will be hosting WrestleMania. And not only will Alexa Bliss be hosting WrestleMania, but Elias will be the big musical act this year as well. Of course, that just screams someone interrupting him, whether it's John Cena, The Rock, I don't know who, but I think it's a pretty clear indication that someone will be interrupting Elias during his performance. So that's that. Of course, going into WrestleMania 35 tomorrow night, we have 16 matches. Why? There's no need for 16 matches. A lot of these matches could have been cut, or they could have been added with more men into it. I don't know. I feel like we're getting a lot of singles matches, which, you know, usually I don't complain too much about, but some of these matches definitely should have been multi-man. I don't know. 16 matches just overkill to me, and it definitely diminishes some of my excitement for the show, because honestly, I don't want to sit through 16 matches. Of course, on the show, we'll be having a 2-hour kickoff show 2 hours prior to the pay-per-view, which of course will be featuring 3 matches. On the 2-hour kickoff show, we'll be having, of course, the Women's Battle Royal, which, you know, is whatever. I'm not really too excited about it. I don't think anyone's ever been really that excited for the Women's Battle Royal, so not really too much to say about that one. Of course, we're having the WWE Cruiserweight Championship being defended. Buddy Murphy taking on Tony Nese, which is a match I'm looking forward to. I think those two will go out there and have a really good match on the kickoff show, so I'm expecting those two Cruiserweights to tear the house down. And of course, we'll also be having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal taking place on the kickoff show as well. You know, we have a lot of good names in this one, at least, you know, compared to the last few years when it's been really jobber heavily. I feel like this year we actually have a handful of names in it, or at least a handful of decent names in it, too. Well, you can at least, you know, try and predict someone that's not Braun Strowman to win it. So I don't know, I'm not too excited for it, but I do like the fact that we do have some more solidified names in it, so that way it kind of makes it a little more unpredictable, I guess you can say. So those are the 3 matches taking place on the kickoff show. I wouldn't be surprised if they did bump a match or two from the main show onto on the kickoff show as well, because on the main show we do have 13 matches scheduled, which is just I'm not really too excited for. I mean, even though I do believe some of the matches will be short, I don't think we'll have, you know, each match having going 10+ minutes. I think we'll have a handful of 5 to 8 minute matches, maybe even a few squash matches we might have, but I don't know, 13 matches just does not excite me. I just feel like a lot of this card just isn't WrestleMania worthy. Even the bigger matches I'm not really too excited for. I'm honestly only excited for maybe a handful of matches, if that. Besides that, I'm not really too excited for anything on this card. I feel like a lot of the big matches, especially the main event that they've been pushing heavily for, they could have went a straight line from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. They could have went just straight. But instead, on the road to WrestleMania from the Royal Rumble, they decided to take 15 roundabouts to get to the same destination. I don't know. A lot of the dumb bullshit booking really is taking my interest away from a lot of these big feuds. But of course, on the main show, we'll be having Roman Reigns taking on Drew McIntyre, which is actually one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most. I even said months ago, before Roman Reigns had his, you know, leukemia and went out for a while, I said that the Universal title match at WrestleMania should have been Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. And I do believe to an extent that was going to happen, because the match is happening here at WrestleMania. I know the rumor was, you know, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, but I do think McIntyre and Reigns could have been potentially the plan all along. You know, maybe for the Universal Championship, who knows? But I do think those two will go out there and have one of the best matches on the show if given time. So McIntyre and Roman Reigns is definitely a match I'm looking forward to. One of the matches I'm looking forward to the most at WrestleMania. Of course, we'll be having a Fatal 4 match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships as well. Not looking forward to that. Compared to the 8, you know, especially considering the 8-woman tag we had on Raw this past Monday. If that was a preview of this match, I'm not excited for it whatsoever. The Miz will be taking on Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I think this will be a fun match, given they actually utilize the Falls Count Anywhere and just brawl throughout the entire MetLife Stadium. I think that'll definitely add interest and make the match fun. But besides that, not really too excited for it. The feuds, I've been enjoying the feud. I've been enjoying the promos. You know, I'm loving this face Miz for the first time. I don't know how long. I don't think I've ever enjoyed face Miz. So I'm really enjoying this face Miz right now we're getting. But match quality, I'm not expecting a 5-star classic out of it, but I do hope it is a fun match nonetheless. We'll be having Samoa Joe defending his United States Championship against Rey Mysterio. Could have wished this match would have been a 6-man, or not a 6-man, but at least a multi-man match with, you know, guys like Kevin Owens and Andrade and whatnot added to the mix. But I don't mind Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio. I think they'll definitely have a good little solid match. We'll be having the Raw Tag Team Championship team defending the Revival, taking on Zack, Ryder, and Curt Hawkins of all people. I think that match right there perfectly states the state of the Raw Tag Team division. So take that as you will. Randy Orton taking on AJ Styles. To me, this is my most anticipated match at WrestleMania. I think these two will go out there and tear the house down. I've been waiting for these two to have a feud since they both won the SmackDown Live in 2016, and we're finally getting it. You know, I feel like we should have got this as the WWE Championship match last year at WrestleMania, or 2 years ago. Sorry, WrestleMania 33 I meant. But, you know, better late than never. Randy Orton and AJ Styles have been killing it in this feud so far, and I definitely think they'll go out there and kill it in a match. So, really excited for Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Like I said, my most anticipated match at WrestleMania this year. Then, of course, we'll be having Triple H taking on the returning Big Dave Batista in a no-holds-barred match. And, of course, stipulation is if Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition, which, you know, kind of makes the match predictable. I think it was predictable anyways because this is Batista's last match. He's coming back just for this match, and that's it. So I think the match was predictable to begin with, but I don't know. Triple H and Batista really have never had good matches. I mean, their Hell in a Cell match at Vengeance 2005 was really good, but besides that, Batista and Triple H, to me, have never been known to have great chemistry, especially considering they're both, you know, almost or in their 50s at this point. Their age definitely isn't going to help them at all, and I just kind of hope this is kind of a short brawl, and I hope it's not a long match by any means, especially considering that Triple H always has to have the longest match at WrestleMania every year. I hope this year isn't the case, because I don't think those two can definitely go out there and have a good 20-plus minute match. I think they'd be lucky to have a good 10-plus minute match, to be perfectly honest, but I don't know. I'm kind of hoping it's kind of just short and simple, but that's just me. We'll be having another Fatal 4 match, but this time for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I think this will be a fun match if given time. Hopefully it's not a short 5-minute sprint. Hopefully they get 10 or 12 minutes. I really think these 4 teams go out there and tear the house down and have a really good Fatal 4 match. So yeah, just hoping they go out there and get the time. Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, defending the WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston of all people. Kofi Mania is running wild, and he's carrying it into WrestleMania. You know, I'm happy for him. You know, I think him and Daniel Bryan will have an awesome match. They had a great exchange at the end of the Elimination Chamber, and I think they'll have a great exchange here as well. So, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, WWE Championship. I think they'll go out there and potentially steal the show. Of course, we have Kurt Angle's farewell match. He'll be taking on Baron Corbin of all people. I really hope this is nothing, of a match. Hopefully it's quick and short. Maybe we get a real match with Kurt Angle and John Cena. But not holding my breath. Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin, we've seen it plenty of times before. I don't think anyone cares to see it now. So, whatever. Brock Lesnar versus the 2019 Royal Rumble winner Seth Rollins, of course, for the Universal Championship. This match I'm actually looking forward to. This is a match I actually wanted to see at SummerSlam last year, but we didn't get that. But we're getting it this year at WrestleMania, and I'm actually pretty happy. I think Lesnar, if he decides to want to work against Seth Rollins, I feel like those two can go out there and have an awesome Universal Championship match and potentially be one of the best matches on the show. So, hopefully Lesnar wants to work because I always envisioned those two having an incredible match if Lesnar was motivated. So, hopefully we get that match I envisioned at WrestleMania tomorrow night. Bobby Lashley defending the Intercontinental Championship against the Demon Finn Balor. Of course, it's supposed to be against the original Finn, or the man Finn Balor, I guess you can say. But of course, this past Monday, Finn Balor announced that he would bring the Demon, which is exciting. The first time since I believe SummerSlam we'll be seeing the Demon, and it's appropriate. You know, the whole storyline is that Bobby Lashley or Finn Balor can't beat Bobby Lashley on his own, and the Demon, you know, persona is like this unstoppable force he has. So I definitely think it fits in the story. It's kind of dumb that he didn't use it against Brock Lesnar in the Universal Championship or at the Royal Rumble, but, you know, not everything has to make sense in wrestling, and obviously that's a clear indication of it. And then, of course, we go to our main event, which is the first ever WrestleMania Women's main event. Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, winner takes all, of course. This was originally supposed to be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, because, of course, Becky Lynch won the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble. Supposed to be those two. And then, of course, they changed it to Ronda versus Charlotte Flair. And then, of course, Becky won her way back into the match. And then, of course, Charlotte won the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, this match is for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Originally supposed to be for the Raw Women's Championship. Like I said, when Charlotte won the championship from Asuka, it escalated into a winner-takes-all match. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you know, I was very hyped for this match once, you know, after the Royal Rumble. But once they started taking all these, you know, roundabouts for this feud, and especially adding Charlotte to the mix, it took all my interest away. And I can honestly sit here and tell you, I don't really care for this match. They really took all my excitement away, and I'm just whatever at this point. So, I don't know. I'm not too thrilled for it, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna. I think it'll be a great match still, but my interest really just isn't where it was, you know, 2 months ago when the match is really supposed to happen. So, I don't know. WrestleMania, I'm not too excited for. I mean, am I saying it's a bad card on paper? I do think it'll be a good show, you know, especially considering the runtime, but I'm just not excited for it. It just doesn't feel like WrestleMania to me. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts and feelings going to WrestleMania. And I thought we'd see more time. I was going to jump right into my predictions. Kickoff WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. I can see 3 potential winners here. Asuka, Mandy Rose, and Lacey Evans. I can see Lacey Evans winning this and Asuka winning it. But honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say Mandy Rose gets the win here. I think they've been kind of building her up, and I feel like this, you know, even though it won't really benefit her, I think it's a good decision to put on Mandy Rose. So hopefully it's whatever. But I do think Mandy Rose will walk out the winner of the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Kickoff WWE Cruiserweight Championship Match. WWE Cruiserweight Champion Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. I can see Tony Nese winning it. They've been building him up pretty good from what I've been reading. But honestly, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Buddy Murphy walks out of this match still the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. I could see him potentially losing it at the next pay-per-view or whatever they do, a rematch if they do one. But I don't know, for some reason I'm just getting, you know, the feeling that Buddy Murphy's going to walk out still champion. And that's going to be my prediction, which should hopefully be a great match on the kickoff. Kickoff, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say Braun Strowman wins, even though I don't think he's gonna win. I think the two guys from SNL will somehow cost Strowman. I think Kevin Owens would be a viable pick, but since Kevin Owens has not been announced for this Battle Royal, I'm not gonna pick him. But I do think Kevin Owens should win this Battle Royal. Maybe like Andrade can benefit from it. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air, but you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Braun Strowman ends up walking out the victor in this Battle Royal. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I think Drew McIntyre should get the win, but since it's Roman Reigns' big return match, and it's, his first singles return match, really, I think Roman Reigns winning is a safe bet here. I just don't see him losing it, even though I do think it'd benefit McIntyre hugely. I don't think, honestly, Reigns losing this match would hurt him. I think you could definitely use that as a story in the future about him still recovering and whatnot, but I think McIntyre and Reigns should have a killer match. I think it'll be one of the better matches in WrestleMania. I'm definitely looking forward to it, but yeah, I'm going to Roman Reigns to defeat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Fatal 4-way match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions The Boston Hug Connection versus Nia Jax, Tamina versus the IIconics versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya. I'll go ahead and say Sasha Banks and Bayley walk out of this match still the Women's Tag Team Champions. I don't see any other team winning it. If any other team did win, I would see Beth and Natalya winning it, just maybe to possibly vacate the next night, but I don't think that's what they're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and say Sasha Banks and Bayley walk out of this match still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Falls Count Anywhere match, Shane McMahon versus The Miz. I'm going to go into the Miz as a win here. I think, Shane needs to be utilized to elevate other talents like he did with Kevin Owens and whatnot. So I definitely think the Miz needs to walk out of this match as the victor. Even though, honestly, I could see Shane actually winning this match somehow. But I think, Miz winning this match with a potential push towards the WWE Championship following WrestleMania is probably the right decision to go. So hopefully this is a fun match. I think they'll go out there and have a pretty fun match for the most part. I'm not expecting a 5-star classic, but it should be a fun match nonetheless. But like I said, I do think somehow the Miz will defeat Shane McMahon. United States Championship match, United States Champion Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. I'm going to go ahead and say Samoa Joe walks out of this match still the United States Champion. I don't see him losing the championship to Rey Mysterio. I don't see it happening. I think Joe's going to dominate Rey Mysterio. Maybe they'll have a quick little match, maybe like 5 to 8 minutes or so. I don't see it really being that long of a match to really be anything that memorable, but I think Joe and Mysterio definitely go out there and have a pretty good match, regardless of the time they get. But yeah, I'm going to say Samoa Joe's my pick to walk out still the United States Champion. Raw Tag Team Championship match, Raw Tag Team Champions, The Revival versus Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. You know what? I'm actually going to say Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder win this match, become the brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. I think this is the right place and time to end Curt Hawkins' losing streak, and what better way than to win the Raw Tag Team titles in their home state. So I think this match should be fine. Not expecting too much out of it, but I wasn't surprised the Revival retained either. But I'm going to say Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder become your brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I could see this match going either way. It's honestly 50-50, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say Randy Orton defeats AJ Styles. I can see Randy Orton potentially getting into that WWE title scene and just being elevated and doing more with him. I think AJ Styles definitely can't take a loss, even though he's lost, his last couple of pay-per-view matches. I don't think he'll be hurt still. But yeah, it can go easily either way. I can see both men easily winning this match, but I'm going to go ahead and say Randy Orton. This should be a great match. This is the match I'm absolutely looking forward to most on WrestleMania. So hopefully it delivers to my expectations. I'm really excited for it. But like I said, coming result, I do think Randy Orton will defeat AJ Styles. No holds barred match, and if Triple H loses, he must retire from entering competition. Triple H versus Batista. With that stipulation and being in mind, I think it's very easily obvious that Triple H will defeat Batista. I don't see Batista winning it. Supposedly this is his last match he wants to do. That's why he's back. So with that being said, I don't see him winning it, and especially with the stipulation too. There's just no way Triple H is going to lose. Hopefully this match is all right. With those guys' age and their experience now, I don't know, I just don't really see them having that great of a match, so hopefully it's kind of short and sweet, but, hopefully it could be fun for what it is, but at the end result, like I said, I do think it is an easy win for Triple H to defeat Batista. Fatal 4-way match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus The Bar versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. I'm going to go into the Usos walk out of this match still Tag Team Champions, even though I'd like to see Nakamura and Rusev walk out the brand new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I think the Usos versus the Hardys is a definite future Tag Team title match on a pay-per-view coming up. So for that reason, I think the Usos will retain. This should be a really fun match. I'm looking forward to it. Should be great. But yeah, Usos are my pick to walk out still the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. WWE Championship match, WWE Champion the new Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. You know what? I know there's been a lot of hype for Kofi Kingston. They've been building him up so well in this feud so far, and this is going to be his big moment, but honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and say Daniel Bryan walks out still the WWE Champion, crushes Kofi Kingston's hopes and dreams, and make him look like an excellent heel. But I don't know. I just honestly don't see Kofi winning it. This is going to be a great match. They're, at the towards the end of the Elimination Chamber match, that was excellent. And I think they'll have an excellent singles match here, potentially match of the night. But I don't see Kofi getting his WrestleMania moment, honestly. So yeah, like I said, I think Daniel Bryan walks out of this match still the WWE Champion. Kurt Angle's farewell match, Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. You know what? Usually in these farewell matches, the guy leaving usually puts the talent he's facing over, but I don't think that's the right call in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and say Kurt Angle gets the win over Baron Corbin here. I think the proper way to send Kurt Angle off is to have him beat Baron Corbin to tie up that loose end in their feud and finally get the upper hand of Baron Corbin. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to this match. Shouldn't be anything that good, but I do think Kurt Angle should get the win over Baron Corbin in his farewell match. Universal Championship match, Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus 2019 Royal Rumble winner Seth Rollins. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Seth freaking Rollins walks out of WrestleMania the brand new Universal Champion. I think that's the right call. There's no point of having Lesnar be champion still, especially if future plans is to drop it back to Roman Reigns instead. I think it's a dumb decision. I think Seth Rollins has been on fire the last year, especially with winning the Royal Rumble, and this is definitely the call to make and put the Universal Championship on him. I think these two will go out there and have an excellent match. I really do believe these two can go out there and have incredible match if Brock Lesnar wants to actually work at WrestleMania or not. But can end result, like I said, new Universal Champion in my opinion, and Seth Rollins. Intercontinental Championship match, Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley versus the Demon Finn Balor. I'm going to go ahead and say the Demon Finn Balor defeats Bobby Lashley to become the brand new Intercontinental Champion. The entire story is that Balor can't beat Lashley, so obviously I think the Demon Balor will have no problem beating Bobby Lashley. Hopefully it's a squash. There's no reason why these guys should go out there and have a 10-minute match. Honestly, have it be 1 to 2 minute squash, and that's all you need with the Demon Balor getting the win. So yeah, my prediction, the Demon Finn Balor walks out of WrestleMania 35, the brand new Intercontinental Champion. And then the main event of WrestleMania 35, winner takes all triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship and SmackDown Women's Championship. Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus 2019 Women's Royal Rumble winner Becky Lynch versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say Becky Lynch walks out of this match the brand new Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. I think her winning is the right call. You know, Ronda obviously will be either leaving or taking a break, so there's no sense of her winning. And Charlotte, really, it's just, I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a happy ending and right decision. But hopefully this match is great. I do think all three women can go out there and have it historically great WrestleMania main event. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But like I said, my pick to win this match is Becky Lynch to become the brand new Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed my WWE WrestleMania 35 pay-per-view predictions. Of course, WrestleMania 35 takes place live on the WWE Network as well as pay-per-view tomorrow night. Even though it's WrestleMania, I'm not excited for it. The card on paper isn't all that strong. There's a handful of matches I'm looking forward to, but besides that, not really much, you know, especially considering it's a 16-match card, and I only care about a few matches. A handful of matches, if that. That's pretty bad if you ask me, but I do think it'll be a good show. It's WrestleMania. It's always a good time. And for the first time in 5 years, I'll be watching at home, which is just weird because I've been going for the past 4 years. So to finally sit home and watch it at home instead of being there, it's gonna be a different experience than I'm used to. But you know, it's gonna be a fun time. It's WrestleMania. It's always a good time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. If you guys like in the comment section, please leave your guys predictions or thoughts for WrestleMania. Anything WrestleMania 35 related, just feel free to leave your guys thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, to my review tomorrow night, I'll see you guys and thank you guys for watching the video. Work. Hey, you want this? What you know about that? Work.